When it comes to tablets, we couldn't help but be intrigued by the Sony Xperia Z3 tablet compact. That might be a bit of a mouthful to say, but with this slim profile, this is definitely a tablet that you should be paying attention to. We already loved the larger offering by Sony in their tablet line, but now we have the 8-inch form factor that is actually grippable, as you can see here in my hand, and it's actually really thin, which makes this one of the slimmest profiles we've ever seen on a tablet. Actually, we noticed that any thinner, and there's not going to be any more room for that silver power button. But underneath, you get all the power that you need, and with this 8-inch screen, the full HD resolution allows for all of the media, video, games, and text to be exactly where you need it to be to enjoy everything that you need. Now, one of the best parts about this tablet and its counterparts in the smartphone game is the fact that you are able to connect to your PlayStation 4 and be able to play games remotely. And on a tablet like this, we're sure it's going to be an enjoyable time. And that's the reason why we give the Sony Xperia Z3 Tablet Compact our Best Tablet Award for the Best of IFA 2014. When you think about the term smartwatch, you get two parts, smart or watch. But unfortunately, as far as Android Wear goes, currently we have a lot of watches that really focus on the smart area, but not so much the watch area. But here at IFA 2014, we saw a couple of iterations on the show floor that really got closer to the watch part of smartwatch, and that's why we love them and gave them our award for Best Wearable at the Best of IFA 2014. And those are the Asus ZenWatch and the LG G-Watch R. Now the ZenWatch is an iteration from Asus that is very affordable, which is what we love most about it, but while it doesn't have a perfectly round or perfectly square face, it still has a nice subtle curve to it that makes it really look like you would have taken an analog watch and given it a digital life. But from there, we also have the LG G-Watch R, and the G-Watch R is LG's premium version of the G-Watch that has even more girth on the unit itself that includes a chronograph that goes around the actual perfectly round face. And what that face is able to do is really make it look like a watch that you would buy at a timepiece store, for example, and gives it a very fashionable, high fashion look. And that is the reason why the G-Watch R, along with the ZenWatch, have gotten our award for Best Wearables here at IFA 2014, because they exude more of the fashionable watch area without focusing too hard, but still not compromising on the smart area. And that's exactly why they get our awards for this year's wearable at IFA 2014. Mid-tier hero, that's exactly what HTC is calling their brand new handset in the desired line, the 820, which continues what we already liked in the 816 of earlier this year, which did already receive an award for the best mid-range phone during that event. And now the 820 receives the award for best mid-range here at IFA in Berlin 2014. You get a pretty good design on here that feels quite sturdy and a large screen in order to do whatever you need on there. But the power underneath that you need in order to perform all the tasks from here and beyond with a 64-bit processor that will be able to handle the evolutions of Android, along with a camera package that should be able to give you a very good rear-facing camera experience, but also a wonderful selfie experience. That's exactly what we love about the Desire 820, and that's the reason why it gets the Best Mid-Range Award here at IFA 2014 in Berlin. In the growing trend of smartphones that are starting to get too big for our hands, it's hard to find a compact offering or a mini offering that is available with no compromises. But that's exactly what Sony has been able to do with the compact line. And in this case, we have the Xperia Z3 Compact. And what we have here is a small screen, easy to use by anybody in one hand, that has all of the power underneath that you would want out of a flagship device. The Snapdragon 801 complete with the 20.7 megapixel camera on the back, and it actually comes in quite a few colors that you can have in order to really fit your style. If you looked at the Compact and considered it more of a flagship than other phones that are larger than it, we wouldn't really be surprised. And that's the reason why it gets it, because with that power, you still get Sony style. Speaking of style, it's not every day that you get to have style and power all in one beautiful package. And in the Lenovo Vibe X2, that is exactly what you get. Not only do you get a powerful octa-core MediaTek processor that is the heart of what is actually a very light body and flat all around, making it very easy to handle, you also get the styling that we really loved here at IFA 2014. Not only with this bamboo version, but also with plenty of the other colors that are available. You have the multi-tone on the sides, and of course the one that I love the most, this bamboo edition of the Vibe X2. But at the same time, this flagship smartphone by Lenovo is one that you should definitely look out for, especially as it continues to grow in its markets around the world. So with the style that we love so much, but also the power underneath to be able to withstand all of the tasks that you throw at it, we give the Lenovo Vibe X2 one of our awards for best flagship phone here at IFA 2014. It's not easy to make a very large handset but still keep it as accessible as possible, but that's exactly what Huawei has been able to do with the Ascend Mate 7. Not only do you get all of the different features and specs that you need in order to perform all of the top tier experiences here on this handset, but they have also improved on what has already been a pretty common trope in the smartphone game, and that's fingerprint scanning. A small area on the back of the phone of this metal device that has a very nice look to it and feels very sturdy will allow you to just tap on the area and unlock your phone from the prone position in no time. And that is exactly what we thought fingerprint scanning should eventually become, a faster way but also safer way for you to unlock your phone. Couple that with everything underneath in the user interface that is available, and you have an experience that is not only easy to activate but easy to use. And those are the reasons why we give the Huawei Ascend Mate 7 one of our awards for flagship here at IFA 2014. And for our final award here at the Best of IFA 2014, we're talking about the phone that all of you are talking about. And if it's not already obvious behind me, everyone is lining up to see it. And it's of course the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. It gets the award primarily because it is an upgrade in every single way from the Galaxy Note 3, which is already a wonderful device, and it only continues that tradition now in the Samsung Galaxy Note line. We of course have the S Pen, which is right here, and it has been enhanced to provide even more capabilities on top of all of the brand new multitasking features that are available. You can seamlessly go between all of the different modes of multitasking, so everything that you have to do, especially at the same time, you will be able to do in the way that you need it to be done. But when we talk about the design, the textured bag returns from the Galaxy Note 3, but the sides are where you see some real changes. This metal design that comprises the frame all around the phone really makes this feel like a premium device, and it definitely is one of the best feeling ones already. And you really have to feel this to believe it. Once you get your hands on the Galaxy Note 4, we're sure you're going to enjoy exactly what you're looking at and feeling, and that's the reason why it gets our Best Flagship Award here at the Best of IFA 2014 in Berlin. Now we do have to give a special mention to a phone that we got to see here at IFA in Berlin, though everyone else did get to see it out in Chicago, the Moto X. Now the release happened out in the States, but we were still able to get a special presentation on it, and really we loved what we saw. The Moto X has been beefed up in pretty much every sense of the word, and that screen comes in at that 1080p resolution. Now we have a Snapdragon 801 processor, and the active display is still great and is able to be triggered via a wave of the hand over the infrared sensors that are there. There's a front-facing speaker on there now as well, and of course we have the voice recognition that can be customized to whatever phrase you want it to be. And on top of all of that, we still have a great Moto experience with the Moto Maker and the ability to customize the experience to what you really want it to be. So for that reason, we want to give a nice mention to the Moto X and then round out our Best of IFA 2014 here with these awards that we wanted to give, some of the best ones that we saw here at the show. So keep it tuned to Android Authority for all of the best coverage, and remember that we are your source for all things Android.